For years, fans of the Wizarding World have been looking forward to some sort of open world game that encapsulates the Wizarding World in all of its glory. And we finally got that with Hogwarts Legacy. When the game launches, we receive our Hogwarts letter, which I'm sure made millions of people worldwide involuntarily cream their knickers. It did for me. Then we get to do some character design. I opt for a green skinhead and purple eyebrows. Sort of like an early 20s DJ who swears they're different. Starting school's daunting and I want to stand out. It's basically saying that everything's sorted, but because my situation's a little bit different, a teacher named Fig is going to pick me up and take me for the sorting ceremony, as well as hone my skill casting abilities a little.
I presume you've been practicing the spells we worked on.
I have, Professor.
It's also revealed I'll be starting as a 5th year, so anything other than cool would be social suicide. I double down and opt for eyebrow slits. We can also pick our own voice, which is just the main character's voice with some tweaking and layering. Everything sounds off, so I stick with the standard.
A few cobwebs and some dust.
From here we can pick our name. I unveil myself as Raffi Bodega, as in the place that sells sandwiches. Fig and this other dude take me in their flying cart. It's kind of suspicious. They talk about this other fella, Ranrock, who's posing a threat. I think I see something out the window. It's huge, but I choose to say nothing. What could possibly go wrong? Fig's wife cottoned onto this ages ago and told the other fella before she passed away, but he pulls out what can only be described as some sort of magical dildo. Suspicions confirmed. I touch it, and when it opens, it reveals a key for a chastity belt, I assume. A dragon appears, eats the man who dropped the dildo, and we jump for safety. We grab the key to disappear. It's a port key. I'll flick through because it's basically like a tutorial at this point, but Fig confirms that his wife's dead thanks to her research in some ancient magic, and we see a suspicious ruin and we go to check it out. A lot of the story is lost on me because I can now cast spells, so I spend my time trying to commit murder on my chaperone, as well as smashing pots and killing seagulls. We find out that I can see ancient magic, which helps the story continue. Lord knows how anyone else got anything done without being able to see this. I clutch it out and find a door that takes us through to Gringotts Bank, where we give a goblin a key for Vault 12. This is essentially like a giant cutscene that I didn't really know you could skip. Right click seems like a weird mechanic choice. A little trip down to the vault was sick, and almost seems like a realistic public transport system if the bro Elon would come up with some sort of plan rather than liberating free speech online and banning people who think otherwise. Fig tells me to stay close and then immediately ditches me before I've learned anything.
Stay close!
I learn Lumos and fight off waves of knights and whatnot, which leads me to the pensive. He pours some jizz in it and we watch an old short film that wasn't Fast and Furious 10, so I'm not really caring. I love my family. Ranrock the Goblin shows up. Power to Short Kings, but Voldemort was kind of scary because he was actually over 6 foot. We laugh it off and we head for Hogwarts. Into the ceremony we go and I get given Slytherin. I then meet the Deputy Principal Weasley, which is a nice touch, and then we go to sleep. I wake up to everyone else in every single bed gone, so I must be late or I sleep like a freaking log. This is my first chance to free roam the castle, so I immediately try to see what undies the other boys wear. I'm sure they'd be cool with that. I head downstairs and spin some glows before meeting Sebastian Sallow. That sounds a lot more like Swallows, which is funnier, so we're going to go with that. He alludes to certain spells being outside the curriculum. We then meet Imelda, who talks about brooms, and I exit on a question, which is always a sick thing to do when you meet new people.
Why does no one else see it?
Goodbye, Imelda.
We also see Ominous in his milky eyes, so I think he's blind. I follow Professor Weasley past what looks like Harry Styles en route to meeting Fig again. Weasley spits some passive-aggressive game at Fig, and I think they're flirting. I'm not phased though, because I wear a black cheese cutter now and driving gloves. I'm taught about the field guide, and after lying to everybody and denying I saw the dragon, I bump into some fellas in the hallway, and they're all swapping stories, and I begin peacocking. Raffi has some serious hops, and I think that paired with some leather accessories deserves at least some acknowledgement, but no one really seems to care. When the massacre begins, these guys will be first. Defense against the dark arts is next, and I frickin' steamroll Swallows in front of the whole class without even so much as adjusting my cheese cutter. After the hiding, Swallows tells me about Crosswands, a secret cockfighting ring run by a child. Jokes, it's an unsanctioned dueling club thing. I go and meet the kid behind it all, Lucan, potentially the world's youngest bookie and someone who's looking to make a little bit of money off my abilities. I didn't think my first day would mean being pimped out and forced to fight, but I smile and say yes. Big Lou don't like hearing no. I run around and snoop through toilets before heading to another class. In this class, I learn Accio, and I meet another student. We play a friendly game outside, and I lose. I know I'm new, and these guys are all 5th year wizards, but this just makes me want Avada Kedavra run right here, right now. I think I'm in the right house. I hold back my eagerness to flatline everybody, and I smile. I love charms. The game sends me over to Hogsmeade, which was an aspect I was looking forward to. On the way over there, Swallows is trying to talk to me, but I can't stop running and jumping off things like I've never been outside before. I like the idea that Swallows is embarrassed to be seen with me, so I do my best to cause a scene. Half of this game is spinning globes, so I do that before getting given my wand. I meet a bloke that sells seeds, who I dance around and take his money.
Gonna steal your money and take your stuff.
I struggle against a troll because I suck at dodging, but cop some free threads for my efforts. I do some side quests and keep on being rude to everybody. I'm over making friends now that I have a sick wand.
May I have my gobstones back?
I'm afraid I've decided to keep them. That'll teach you to stink up your classmates.
After that, I'm smoking some more students with Swallows in the underground human cockfighting ring. He sucks. But then we cruise right over to the restricted section and grab some books. There are enchanted locks and chests that have eyes, but the library with a million secrets is actually pretty straightforward to get into. At this point, I've been playing for stats and not aesthetics, so Raffi looks like an A-grade loser. But man, his defense is something else. I didn't know that you could hide items at this point either. It's time for a few classes. I jump and full-blown sprint everywhere, which seems like the best way to get around the castle. I seem to jump down every flight of stairs as you can't take full damage, and no one else seems to do this. I make my way to herbology. I meet Professor Garlic, who looks nothing like our Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, who is frail and old. Garlic seems thrown off by my drip, but I know if I play my cards right, she might Garlic these. I plant some seeds, go learn Expelliarmus, and come back to fresh plants. If only if it was this easy, plant some seeds, learn how to maim someone, and then come back for plants. How good. A student asks me to get a diary back and a little side quest that I do. Side quests are probably my favourite things to do in games. I do this and suddenly become an economics wizard because I sell it back to her for coin. Big Lou's gonna want to cut.
You might reward me for my time. You seem terribly judgmental.
I do more quests which unveil a map under Hogwarts or something, but the part that seemed really meta was the fact that I need to carry some toast to a ghost.
And take this toast to the grotto just down the... Good luck.
Thanks to the developers of that one, a little rhyme's always pretty fun. After battling spiders for what felt like an hour, I finally get to class and learn how to fly a broom. This is what everyone's been waiting for the whole time. Pretty much everyone that bought the game was just looking forward to exploring around on a broom.
Up!
If you thought that me culling half the students at Hogwarts was going to be done on foot, you're out of your mind. Aerosol all the way. A raven dork takes me around the castle, and this is actually really nice. With too many franchises, people ask for movies or open world games and they all fall flat. But to see this interactive world in all of its glory was cool. I'll leave this here because I essentially just fly around for a while checking out things, and this has been 10 hours of gameplay in 5 minutes or so take from it what you will. I'm enjoying myself, and it's a game where you can chill out and look around, or you can choose to escalate the story. They just kind of leave it all in your hands. But yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment if you would like to see a part 2. Thank you.